Welcome to Birds of Prey Sports Talk, where we weekly talk Ravens and Orioles news. We're your hosts, TJ and Jared. And in this video, we'll be doing a recap of the thrilling, exciting, all the adjectives you could use Ravens versus Rams game. And we were at this game, we had a blast. We were sitting high up, but hey, we didn't care. We had a great time. Um, and the Ravens got a very important win. A win that keeps them the first seed in the AFC, keeps them in good momentum to finish off the season. We saw the offense. It's crazy because usually, the defense is like really the standout, part of the team and, you know, kind of not really saving the offense, but kind of, being more consistent than the offense in our games. And, it was finally good to see the offense really step up, and help the defense out. And Lamar had a great game, had 3 touchdown passes. OBJ was having an amazing game. Definitely, the game that we want the game that we wanted them to have against his former team. Zay Flowers made some big catches. Isaiah Likely, had a nice touchdown reception. The offense was just really clicking. And it was honestly kind of cool and interesting to see, like, how Lamar's vision would be on the field, because we were high up in the air. We were able to see the whole field. So, it was just a very good game by the offense. And we can pull up the stats here for the offensive stats.
Man, you're not gonna ask for my opinion?
Oh,
I guess it's
that's what I
forget what
mean.
I care.
That's what I mean.
Forget me. I'm just the co-host and loser on this show.
What is your opinion, bro? My apologies. My apologies.
No, but no, in all seriousness, this was a thrilling game. Honestly, one of the best Ravens games that I've ever been to. I haven't been to many, but I've really, well, I didn't buy these tickets, but yeah, this is a good birthday presents from TJ. But so thank you for that. One of the best, I guess, birthday gifts ever. But I've I've gone to some really good Ravens games, but this was definitely probably the best, back and forth. I mean, I don't know how many there is exactly, but there was definitely like over 4 or 5 lead changes in this game. It's
Oh yeah.
like when we scored, they scored, and then they scored again, and then we scored, they scored. It was like back and forth all game. Luckily, we got the last laugh at the end, with the punt return touchdown, which was electric. That's the stadium. It probably wasn't full house, or not probably. We knew for a fact it wasn't full house. I don't know exactly how many people were there, but for the people that were there, they made a lot of noise. It was loud, especially towards the fourth quarter and the end of the game. I was really proud, of the fans for really making a lot of noise. So, hopefully throughout the season, there could be a bigger crowd. We got the game on New Year's Eve versus the Dolphins, and the Steelers at the end of the year. So hopefully we have everything locked up by then. But if not, the bank needs to be full and loud. But like I was saying, this game truly was electric, and like how you said earlier about the defense, how it was kind of, you know, been the headline of the team really this year. The offense really had to step up for the defense today because Matthew Stafford is no scrub. He's never been a scrub, and he's just he's a beast. Truly one of the more underrated quarterbacks in I don't even know what do you want to say, NFL history, I guess. You know, um
Of this era, I would say.
right, yeah. So truly an amazing quarterback with amazing weapons. I mean, you have Cooper Cup and then, their newest addition in the offseason in the draft, Puka Nakua, who made some spectacular catches in this game. And Cooper Cup, has been a yak merchant for the past few seasons, and I showed it in full effect on Sunday. Obviously, toasted Marlowe in the last drive in the fourth quarter. Um, and but uh, like I was saying, like Matthew Stafford's no scrub. So, and the Rams are probably a little bit better than we thought. Obviously Aaron Donald wasn't a factor in this game. So kudos to the offensive line. I know Ronnie Stanley, Makari, and Falele were out there at left tackle and right tackle, I believe. Harbaugh said that was because he's trying to keep our guys fresh. I don't know if you really want to do cycles this time of year. And, I don't know if I want to see Falele line up against Nick Bosa later in the year. So it's like a it's like an adult fighting a baby, like, so we don't want that to happen. But yeah, that's kind of my take on also the Orioles, so the Ravens win over the Rams.
Yeah, and also, I forgot to mention, it was amazing, seeing Tylan Wallace's overtime kick return in real time. He was running towards us.
Yep.
I remember us talking about it to my parents. On the way to Wingstop. He was running towards us. He was like, it was crazy to see him. It seemed like he was going to fall over, and we were going to
Yeah.
start at the 50 or 40 or
We
whatever
were
he
gonna
was.
get good field position no matter what.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it was just insane, and like you said, it was the best Ravens game I've been to. And it was just the bank was crazy. It was really
Yep.
crazy. And it was a blessing to be there. So we can get into the offensive stats now, um, that our Ravens had.
All right. So before we get into that, it says that there was 70,000 people there. And it said 100% attendance, but I don't know what ESPN's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't seem
They're
like
just
it.
making stuff up.
Yeah.
They're just making stuff up. Classic ESPN. But anyways, here pull up the offense stats up here so you guys can see. So you can read them off.
All right. So, like I mentioned, Lamar had a great game. It's funny because, you mentioned in our previous video, we did not see him passing over like 35, 37 times. He had 43 attempts, so 24, 43, 316 passing yards, three touchdowns, one pick. That pick, it's definitely noted that that pick was a ball thrown to Bateman. They got to get their chemistry up, or else we might have to start looking, to replace him or trade him, get another wide receiver in. But that definitely is a concern, Lamar and Bateman's chemistry, especially on a deep ball. I mean, he's supposed to be like our deep ball threat, a guy that can really stretch the field. And there it's just been not it's not been working out for that lately. But on to the rushing. Lamar, 11 carries, 70 yards. He did a great job in extending a lot of plays. I remember I saw this one highlight clip. Aaron Donald was about to get him and he juked him out, and I'm not sure if he ran for the first down or he just ran for positive yardage, but there were so many times in the game where Lamar was running and we are like, throw the ball away. And he ended up getting the first down or ended up getting positive yardage. So, it must be frustrating playing against Lamar. Um, well, it is. We know that. But on a Keaton Mitchell, he had 9 carries, 54 yards. He had a pretty solid game. The running attack really wasn't that much efficient today. It was more of a passing attack game. And that's what we wanted to see, honestly. That's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see how good our passing attack was. So that's fine. And Gus Edwards, 6 carries, 15 yards. You know, I just want to say I'm starting to feel sad about Gus because it seems like ever since the Browns game, he's kind of lost his mojo a little bit. And I know he's kind of had to share the load of Keaton Mitchell, but it seems like whenever he's out there, he's not the same as what he was earlier in the season. So, you know, hey, as long as we keep winning, as long as we, get him some touches, get his groove on, that's fine by me. Um,
I also want this isn't about the Ravens game. I'm sorry like we had this like weird ass ad. Right. I don't know if you saw
yeah.
it. Like I would like exited out. I'm like, why is that weird ass? It's talking about belly fat or something like that. I just look up and I see it. I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. But moving on to the reception leaders, OBJ, had an amazing game. Like we said in this video and the previous video, OBJ had to do great things in this game. He had to be 2016, 2017 OBJ again. And he did just that. He had a nice touchdown catch where the ball was underthrown, but he had to kind of contort his body, kind of, lean down to catch it, and he like rolled into the end zone. That was an amazing catch. He also had another catch where he had to kind of twist his body and catch it as well. So he had a lot of great catches in this game, and he was clutch. And this is the OBJ that we signed. This is the OBJ that we need moving forward in the season. So, it was definitely amazing to see him have a great game. Isaiah Likely, he had a great game as well. I remember watching ESPN and they said, on that touchdown pass to that Lamar threw to Isaiah Likely, they said he was naked down the sideline or something, some weird analogy like that. But he had that nice touchdown reception. Um, it's funny because I remember you said if that was Mark Andrews, they probably would have caught him, and I agree.
Yeah.
He Likely has that speed. He's like a
Yep.
wide receiver, so that was a nice game by him. Zay Flowers, I want to say he's the MVP, co-MVP of the game. He
Yeah.
had that clutch, 3rd and 17 touchdown reception that the refs were on our tails all game.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna lie. If that was Ravens of the old, I don't think they would get that 3rd and 17. But this team is
Heck
just
no.
special. This
Yep.
team is just special. And to see him catch that ball and get the 2-point conversion too, that was amazing. So OBJ. Zay Flowers, definitely the co-MVP of the game. Obviously got to give the MVP to Tylan Wallace. And we have Nelson Aguilar, 5 catches, 32 yards. Rashad Bateman, like I said, him and Lamar's chemistry just isn't there yet. 2 receptions, 24 yards, and that's about it. You know, so a great offensive game, like I said. Do you have any thoughts, any opinions on, the offense, or just individual performances by receiving corps?
Yeah, I guess I want to give my it's gonna be funny. I want to give my flowers to Flowers because I'm trying to figure out a way to get this off the screen. Anyways, I want to give my flowers to Flowers just because he had a rough start to the game. He had a few drops early in the first half, but he really turned it up in the second half, and I was really proud of him for doing that and for doing so, I should say, and you know, having that clutch touchdown. Anybody else in the past, give that to Duvernay or Prochet or whoever. That's probably a drop. So thank goodness we have Zay Flowers on this team. And I'm so glad we drafted him. And Lamar wanted him. So, I think it was key to get a receiver Lamar wanted. Obviously the last one he probably wanted was I guess OBJ, I guess, but definitely Marquise Brown, So he ain't asked for Duvernay or Prochet, that's for sure. But I don't even know if he asked for Bateman.
And,
But
I want to ask you, I just want to ask you real quick. After this game, do you still would you still like to see the Ravens get somebody like Zach Ertz?
no,
No.
no, because I was just about to get it in Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely's fast. As a tight end, he's turned into a really good blocker for this team as well. I saw him pancake a few guys. I wonder if that's a stat on here. It's not, but I saw him block a few guys. While we were at the game, and he was just he's really turned into a really good tight end for us. And we're gonna need him to step up even more. But it's nice to see the ball spread around without Lamar's security blanket. Mark Andrews around. And then obviously OBJ had a fantastic game. Like you said, four receptions, 97 yards. He had like you said, the one catch where he had to maneuver backwards. That was an amazing catch. It was kind of one-handed too. I don't know if you noticed that. It was like he kind of trapped it in with his one hand. I believe he had one catch on hmm, excuse me, the one drive in the fourth, the final drive in the fourth, where it was like a long second down, and and Lamar made a nice throw in a tight window to him. And like you were saying, like Bateman just he doesn't have the chemistry with Lamar. It's kind of a shame, and it's not. I don't even think that's on Bateman. That's or Lamar. They just haven't been on the field together a lot. So it's just I hope that they can figure it out in due time because I'm not gonna lie, that it's not as bad as it was like with Miles Boykin.
Yeah. Oh,
They're still close. They're still close, and it's gonna hit. And I really feel like it's gonna hit soon. So I don't know. I really hope it does. But the running performances, were kind of abysmal. Keaton Mitchell had that one long run. I thought he had that one where if he didn't slip and fall, he was gone.
oh
He
yeah.
was
Oh yeah.
gone.
Oh yeah.
So like everybody knows that too. Everybody was pointing that out. Like if he didn't slip and fall, he was gone. So and then obviously Lamar, congratulations to him. Not congratulations, but give him his flowers too, I should say. He had a fantastic game. He was clutch, in the fourth quarter. Wasn't clutch in overtime. He missed that deep throw to OBJ, but we didn't need him to be clutching overtime, because Tylan Wallace, and that's the big thing about this is he didn't have to play hero ball. Oh, I guess he did have to play hero ball in the fourth quarter, but didn't have to play hero ball in overtime. We have the playmakers to not bail him out, but help him out, I should say.
Right.
So that's kind of how I have to go with or talk about with the offense. So I guess for the defense, they had a rough game. They just they were not good today or on Sunday, I should say. They were not good on Sunday whatsoever. Cornerbacks, Brandon Stevens, Marlon Humphrey, Arthur Millette, and whoever else, they were just getting burnt all day. Marcus Williams was getting burnt all day too, and then Kyle Hamilton, he got the injury, and that was just huge for the Rams and huge for us as well, in a negative way, just for the fact that the defense looked different when he wasn't on the field, man.
Right.
So and me and you were having a debate about his rest time, yesterday. I don't know if that's something you want to bring up in this video, but like toward later in the video, but you know, uh I thought, Matabika had a good game, and the stats provided here, for interior defensive lineman to have 7 tackles, that's impressive. Matabika every week, that number keeps going up, and I really hope we can keep him in Baltimore. I really hope that we can keep him in Baltimore so that he doesn't go somewhere like Cincinnati or something, or that need interior help or whatever. Just we don't need that to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a pathetic but not I don't want to be too harsh,
And
but
that's
it was
pathetic. Not pathetic.
I don't want to be too harsh, but like it definitely just
Underwhelming.
wasn't. It was underwhelming, disappointing, borderline pathetic performance. But anyways, what are your opinions on the defense before I get into the defensive stats here?
Well, kind of piggyback off what you said, to start the game, the defense was abysmal. It really was. And, we had a lot of uncharacteristic performances by guys like Marlon Humphrey, getting burnt, especially on the last drive of the fourth quarter. He got burnt by Cooper Cup twice, I think, and he dropped an interception in the end zone, that could have sealed the game.
Hmm.
But honestly, I look at it like this way. The first half, we let Kyron Williams run all over us. We let, Puka Nacua kind of kill us in a short to intermediate game. But I feel like sometimes, in the third or fourth quarter, defense stepped up. I really do. And, overall, a very underwhelming performance, but in some key moments, they really did step up. Like allowing, holding them to a field goal, at the end of the game. Like, I mean, we know Sean McVay's teams. They like to go for it. They're not fearless. I mean, they're not fearless. They are fearless. They like to go for it. They aren't scared to take risks. And instead of a field goal, that could have been a game-winning touchdown. They allowed, but they stepped up in some moments. And I feel like this game offers a lot for them to take from. When we go up against teams like the Dolphins, the 49ers, the Jaguars like next week. So overall it was underwhelming, but we did step up in some key moments, and I have to commend our guys for that. And I just want to say, us here at Birds of Prey, we extend our thoughts and prayers and wishes to Kyle Hamilton, to get better, just so he can be back out there on the field with our guys this season. I know there's been a lot of season-ending injuries this year, and you hate to see that. You want to see every player, contribute and help his team out a lot to win a championship. So, we just wish him to get better.
Yep, exactly. So um, there was you brought up a lot of key points that I didn't really mention. The fact that they did make some key stops, especially in overtime. I would have liked them to make the stop in the fourth quarter so we get to get out of that stadium a little bit earlier. But I guess it all played out in a good way, for an exciting way, I guess.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I'm not gonna lie, after we put the ball in overtime, I thought we were gonna lose. You know, but yeah, Mike McDonald definitely, I guess, made the best of what he had, and he didn't have much. Well, I guess he had all of his players, but Kyle Hamilton missing, it's a core piece. We can't lose him for more than a few weeks. So anyways, to move on to the stats here, Roquan Smith has 10 tackles, 10 total tackles. 5 of them are solo, two tackles for losses, and a QB hit. Justin Matabika has 7 total tackles, 5 of them are solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and 5 QB hits. Kyle Hamilton has 7 total tackles, four of them are solo, 1 tackle for loss. Brandon Stevens has 6 total tackles, 5 of them are solo, 1 tackle for loss. Geno Stone also has 6 total tackles, and five of them have been solo. Patrick Queen has 6 total tackles. 3 of them were solo. I don't know if you saw the one clip of Patrick Queen just blowing through that one guy.
oh yeah.
Um, he just ran him over. That Patrick Queens definitely became more physical. Marcus Williams has 5 total tackles, 5 of them are solo. He has a pass deflection. Kyle Van Noy has 4 total tackles, 3 of them are solo, 2 tackle for losses, and 1 pass deflection. Marlon
I just
Humphrey has four
intervene
total.
here.
Huh?
So I just intervene here. It seems like he's showing out for Dua Lipa. You know, a lot of Ravens fans will tag Dua Lipa. You go ahead. You go
He wants to do more than her, just a feature, right? You don't know that one song? All
to the ball
right,
game. I was
let me
like,
let me stop being cringe here. But anyway, Kyle Van Noy has four total tackles. I'm trying to do my best Dua Lipa impression. But anyways, Kyle Van Noy has 4 total tackles, 3 of them are solo, 2 tackle for losses and a pass deflection. Marlon Humphrey has 4 total tackles, 3 of them are solo, 1 pass deflection, and a QB hit. And he probably should have added a stat. He got burned twice in the fourth quarter. Jadeveon Clowney has 3 total tackles. I'm assuming they're all assisted. Travis Jones has 2 total tackles. 1 of them are solo. He has 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, 2 QB hits. Deshaun Phillips has 2 total tackles. 1 of them is solo. Tavius Robinson has 2 total tackles. And Michael Pierce, Arthur Millette, Charlie Kolar, Odafe Owe all have 1 tackle and 1 of them were solo. Odafe Owe does have a QB hit. I believe that's QB hit. Yep. And then Brent Urban, Daryl Worley, Jalen Armour Davis, Trenton Simpson, and Trenton Simpson has 1. What do you want to say? Total tackles, and Tylan Wallace has 1 touchdown. Obviously, the punt return, the most exciting punt return of the season. I guess you guys can look at all the Justin Tucker goes 3 for 3 with field goals, longest for 47, and Jordan Stout punts 4 times. I've never read those stats off. I just wanted to read it.
I just want to say, Justin Tucker was very clutch in this game. We talked a lot about him kind of, regressing or losing his mojo. He made some
Mhm.
very clutch and tough kicks in this game, especially with the weather conditions. So
Yeah,
shout out to Jay Tuck, man.
exactly. Trying to pull this up here. Um, and just to see all the stats here or all the scoring plays. It's just back and forth, back and forth, back. You can just see it, And I just wanted to show that off. But I don't think I think I can stop sharing my screen now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we can just talk. All right. So yeah, I was an exciting game. Like I still get like chills thinking about it, just of how exciting that was. It was a good day, a fantastic birthday present, and do you really have anything else to say about this Ravens and Rams game?
It was like you said, it was just a great game, a very exciting game. And I will say, one thing that I didn't mention at the beginning of this video, it showed what type of team we are. Um,
Mhm.
we were in danger of playing the Rams type of game earlier on in the game. And I said in the previous video, whenever we got in situations where we play the other team's type of game, we lose.
Yep.
And we really were resilient in this game. I think we were down 20-14 at some point. It seemed like it was kind of slipping away, because that was towards the end of the second quarter. The Rams get the ball back and to begin the third quarter. Seemed like it was kind of, our momentum was kind of slipping away, but we were resilient and we found a way to win. We even had a safety against us, from a box snap. So I just like our resilience. I really do. And it makes me feel good about the team and their offense. I mean, it seems like we have yet to really have a complete game where like the offense is clicking, Lamar's on point, the defense is clicking on point. I mean, maybe the Seahawks game, but like a real like both sides on fire game. Like how the 2019 Rams game was. You know what I'm saying? A game like that. So I just want to say that, end that off with this game.
Yep. And something I had to bring up. I lost my train of thought. Oh
Kyle Hamilton.
yeah. No. We'll talk about it after this. But you know, the Ravens, if you think back to the 2019 team, they won only like 1 or 2 maybe style of games. And they won like a few close games, but the main majority of wins for them were blowout wins, domination. But the Ravens are able to win multiple type of games. They've been tested in different ways this season. And I mean, our three losses, we beat ourselves a lot. We did a lot of dumb things. We made a lot of mistakes that really cost us those games. And honestly, if I had to be honest, the Rams made more plays than the Ravens in this game. But that didn't matter just for the fact that the Ravens made more big plays, or they made the biggest plays, I should say. Like how many of those drives for the Rams, started after a penalty or whatever? Like we stopped them and then a penalty occurred or some bogus penalty or something stupid happened. A player went off sides or whatever. That kind of ruined our momentum. And, the Rams may have made like 40 plays, but we made like 20 important big plays, like just game changing type of plays, and we also made game changing plays in a negative way, So like, obviously the fumble and all the penalties that gave the Rams other chances, and then the stupid challenge from John Harbaugh, but the Ravens still pulled that out in overtime, and that's just impressive. We won in a different way than we've won before, and that's important just because not every game is going to be the same in the playoffs. You're going to have to play different games really in the playoffs. You can't just be a one style type of team. And that cost us dearly in the playoffs the past few seasons, last year and then 2021 and or sorry, 2020 and then 2019, all those 2018 as well, we played one style of football. We won one style of football because we let every team play into our game. But how are you going to play and how are you going to win if you wind up playing another team style of game, And because that might happen. You might get dominated, in a way in the playoffs, but if you can still pull it out, that's all that matters, So that's what I got to say about that. That's what I got to say about that.
Very well said. Very well said. Um, so I think now we can talk about Kyle Hamilton, and our thoughts about his injury and you
Yeah,
know
so Kyle Hamilton does have an MCL sprain. The report did say he could miss little to no time, but you brought up something that was interesting. You said that the first thing that you said was you'd have him sit out the rest of the season. But then you kind of backtracked and were like, well, if he's healthy, then he needs to play, me and you had a big discussion about that. So I guess like let's just talk about that. Like, how do you feel about that now? Like a day or two removed from that conversation.
yeah, well at first I was like, we should have him rest we should have him rest the rest of the season. Just because, he's a vital player of our defense. And, this whole year for the defense, I mean, coming into the season, we didn't expect the defense to be as good as it's been playing. And that's because a lot of guys have stepped up. I mean, we lost Marcus Williams for, half of the season in the beginning, and guys have stepped up like Brandon Stevens, Geno Stone, even Kyle Hamilton himself. I mean, he's had a big step up from last year. And, I was in my head, I was saying, okay, maybe if we let Kyle rest, other this will push other guys to step up, guys like Alfred Millet, Jalen Armour Davis, and I did kind of backtrack a little bit. I said, okay, instead of 4 games, how about two? And that's kind of where I lay at right now. Is let's just let
Mhm.
him rest 2 games, because like I said, I would hate to see him re-injure re-injure his knee or injure something else. Then we don't have him for the playoffs, and then he might get injured most of next year too. So we don't have him for about 2.5 seasons. So that's just my stance on Kyle Hamilton. But we can go on to you right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, unfortunately, he probably won't be 100% the rest of the way. I mean, there's probably there may be more things that are bothering him, like a sore shoulder or a sore back, whatever, just for the fact that this is a physical game. So, you know, honestly, if that knee feels good, I'm a what do you want to say? Believer in just if you feel good and you're ready to go out there and play, you feel like you can't injure it any further, then let's go play, if that's next week, then let's go play. If it's not this week, then let them rest. And if it's the week after, then let's play. So that's what I'm not a proponent of that, just for the fact that, I don't know how much rust is going to be to a factor, especially in the playoffs. And, we've seen that how much rust can affect us in the playoffs. But that's kind of how I view it at the moment. But I so that's I think that's probably all the Kyle Hamilton Kyle Hamilton injury discourse. But I guess I just wanted to say the Ravens are the number one seed in the AFC. Dolphins did fall to the Titans last night. The Chiefs fell to the Bills. Jaguars fell to the Browns. So we're just really making it easier for ourselves. And it's a tough stretch coming up. Jags, 49ers, Dolphins, Steelers, you know. Three of those teams are really a threat. So, but anyways, yeah, so let's honestly, I've seen a lot of people being scared of having the first seed, but I'm like, I'm getting tired of it. You know, like why do we gotta always play scared and play this underdog mentality? Like that's probably why like no one feared us the past few years because we wanted to fly under the radar and do whatever. But like sometimes you just gotta be, you know, top of the game. You know, like that's just sometimes you gotta do that. And who cares about the pressure? Who cares about what people are saying? Like just go and play your game. You know, if we get the one seed again, this might be a chance to right all of the wrongs we made in 2019. You know, so that's what I gotta say about that. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and I agree. Let us reap the rewards of what we work for this season. And all the
Yep.
adversities that we overcame. You
Hmm.
know, let's reap the rewards. Let's get that first round bye. Let us get ready. Let us get games at the bank because that genuinely helps. I know we lost about two games at the bank this season, but it helps. It helps. Let's get that 12th man at home field advantage.
Yep.
Shouldn't play scared. We're the Baltimore Ravens. We supposed to scare people.
Was to eat the prey, the
Yeah.
birds of prey.
So, is that all? You got any more to add with that?
No, no, that's all.
All right, well, that's all we have for you guys in this video today. We just want to say thank you guys for, showing a lot of support to our YouTube shorts that we just uploaded. I believe one of them is sitting at about 903, 905 views. And we have another one in about in the 320 range. So we just want to
340.
say 340. So that's awesome. You just want to say thank you guys for watching the channel and subscribing to us.
Yep.
And we want to give you a challenge. I would say. So let's try to get that one short to 1K views, and let's try to get the other one to about 500, 600. If you guys can do that, that would be great.
Right.
Um,
We'll give away something. No,
uh, yeah, we appreciate you guys. Also make sure to check out our social medias, our Instagram, our
Right.
Twitter, our TikTok. We're posting game highlights from there too. And also, we just want to wish you guys a happy holidays and a very safe December. We want to make sure you guys are safe out there, going safe to and from these Ravens games. If you guys are traveling with the Ravens, be safe out there. So, uh, yeah, and also, finally, make sure to check out our channel, Casual Cinema. We'll be doing movie reviews, TV show reviews there as well. So that's all we have for you guys today. We're TJ and Jared, Birds of Prey, and we're out.